Hey, hey,
Hello, hello.
what's going on?
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, I hear ya.
How's everything with the fam?
Yeah, good, good. Super busy. We took Noah to see his daycare today, which was crazy and exciting that we're at that stage.
What is he, like 1.5 now?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just over. Yeah,
Wow. How'd,
yeah. You
how'd that feel?
honestly fine, fine. It's not for us. I mean, he's fine here at home. It's more just for his benefit. He loves kids. He likes other people. So yeah, it's just get him in a new environment. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. Is it like a organized thing, or is it kind of like a parent pod situation, or?
No, it's pretty organized, I would say. Yeah, like what you would picture typical daycare, but it's pretty Montessori style, which would be good. But anyway, nobody's here to hear about my kid's daycare.
Well, I guess perfect transition. I saw some posts of yours this morning on Bambi that were like feedback of users and did you partner up with a influencer like as somebody or
Yeah, I mean, we partnered with tons of influencers, but there's one person that we're issuing equity to. Yeah, so
ah
that's the post that went out today with Tara.
got it.
Dude, she's been huge, huge for us getting users. She has so many connections, and I've learned just by working with her sales strategy. It's interesting. It's very give before you get. I'll get into that more in a second. But yeah, so we partnered up with her, and she's been pretty instrumental in our growth lately.
Nice. So is that like did you make that decision after the initial collaboration went well?
Well, yeah, kind of. What we did initially was, hey, we'll give you a percentage of revenue if we see a spike in downloads from your initial post. She said, okay, great.
Okay.
And then it turned into, she essentially had these big plans for the business. Honestly, she kind of sold us on the first call. She talked about like all of her connections with these different e-com brands and these other sleep and nutrition specialists and like so many people that she has in her email list, and she did not disappoint. She seriously delivered like hundreds of users to the app, which has been great. So yeah, anyway, we'll end up doing an equity split after this sort of 3 month testing period, you could call it.
Interesting. Was she the
Yeah,
one that sent out the email?
yeah,
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
yeah. I think we got like 500 downloads from one email send or something like that.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah, it's been good. It's great. I think that because this is an industry that I'm new in, I think giving equity is going to be a really great way to grow just significantly faster than I could do on my own.
Yeah.
Because it's also like get funding and pay to acquire users or tap into other people's audiences and give them a percentage of the future upside.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk offline about that more because I'm very interested about percentages and things that you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, we'll chat more about that one offline.
Yeah. That's cool though. Yeah, the seeing the strategy, I mean, it's influenced my entire team in turn basically to like we shut off this is like so annoying. We shut off all of our ads and our customers went up. Like new accounts, new trials went up.
Dude, doesn't that drive you crazy?
Oh, it's so frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
but it kind of goes in line or reminds me of just what kind of you've been doing with outreach, looking into these platforms, WAP and Posted to do CPM driven content collaborations because I noticed how WAP, like you told me how WAP does the UGC side of things now instead of just
Yeah.
clipping because I thought it was just clipping, but they now have UGC content creation with the same kind of levers of being able to pay out on a CPM basis.
Hmm.
And then from what I can understand, they only charge a 10% clip on top of that fee, which is far less than what Posted charges per month right now, like in, sub $10,000 deals.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So
So this is actually really interesting. Check this out. This is my internal CRM, and we're offering two. We're sorry, I hear some crying babies downstairs. We're offering two types of partnerships, either CPM pay or flat rate pay. And we have a lot of creators that are taking us up on the CPM. And we're either paying $5 or $10 for CPM, depending on their average views. So if their average views are low, but it's a little bit more niche, then we're paying a $10 CPM. Because
okay.
just really interesting content, we can pay $10 for that. But if it's a little bit more broad and they're like a momfluencer, we pay $5 CPM. And right now, our response rate on messages, we send 100 cold DMs a day. We're getting a 10% response of people that are really interested. Probably more, actually, probably 20%. We get crazy number of replies. I wish it was like that in the agency world. And then about 40% of people are taking us up on the CPM offer, a $5 or $10 CPM.
Really?
So like I literally, before we got on the phone, I just sent 2 contracts to people, these 2 people here, that have agreed to a $5 and $10 CPM.
What's their following account?
So I'll bring them up. We have Brittany, $10 CPM, 158,000 followers.
What?
It's crazy. But look at the views, right? So she's looking at this going, okay, I know how to make a video that gets 10,000 views or 20,000 views. That's $200 for a video. And then we're also including CPM in story views. And it's a recurring contract. So we can say once the first post does well, we'll observe the performance and then you can just post again. And you can just continuously get paid $10 per 1,000 views for every video that you post that aligns with us. And if we feel like it doesn't align after the first post, then we'll just terminate the contract, which is great. And we're doing it internally. I'm not using WAP or Posted for this. This is just you post it, and then 7 days later, you screenshot the story views and show me, and we'll just look at this. And I'll just pay you in PayPal $10 per 1,000 views that you get. And we have a few that are ongoing. So we have these 3 people that are posting twice a month ongoing for CPM, and we pay them out 7 days after a video is posted. Or if it's going viral, we pay them 14 days later because we need to give some time for the content to run. And then there's a cap. It's between $500 or $1,000 cap per video. So we're not going to have this crazy viral video that just absolutely takes off that is not going to, it's going to run up our bill. And what's great is this for content. Most of your videos are going to be around your average, so we can kind of predict what it's going to cost. But then some videos are going to really pop off. And that's where we have that cap. So we can it might only cost us $1 CPM by the time the video runs up and gets all of its views.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of upside for us, and there's upside for the creator, obviously. But yeah, this is our pipeline. Like we've got a ton of people coming in that are happy with the CPM, and then other creators like, no, fuck you, flat rate, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Which I totally understand. And in which case, if I feel like they're worth it, then we'll just really try to negotiate down their rate. I find that we can normally get people to 20% of what their asking price is. I know, it's crazy. But this is the world of UGC creators, man. And they use these agencies that jack up prices. But if you end up chatting with the creator directly, and I could say, look, here is why you might want to partner with us. There's no creative restrictions. There's no approvals, no revisions, no reshoots. You post the video, tag us as a collaborator. We want you to get views and comments. Here's how to use the comment DM strategy. Here's what type of hook is working well for us. Here's examples of past videos. But you don't have to run it by us. We're not going to ask you to reshoot it because that's a pain in the ass. And that's why you probably hate doing brand deals. This is just super clean, super simple. We'll pay you every month. And anyway, that's how we try to whittle down the rate. But yeah, these CPM deals are pretty interesting.
Okay. I think not only because I how we all how you and I originally started doing things, we just started sharing things like, oh, try this, do this. Here's a cool tool, this strategy for this. Mm-hmm. I would love to see the contract, a templated version of the contract that you're doing, the payouts, and I'm making notes of this all right now. The way that you're doing that CPM rollout, or how you're thinking about that from the creator point of view, the outbound DM that you're sending. And I think if you're willing to share it with everyone else too, I think that could be where people watching these clips or these podcasts get some crazy value because
Dude, I'll
I'm
show you everything right now. I'm going to show it to everybody because this is awesome. This is the first message that I'm sending with creators, depending on who we're contacting, but basically this is it. So it's, hey, Joanne, I'm a new dad and tech founder. I built this app that does this thing. The tech's solid and we're getting in front of more parents. I want to explore a paid collab. Would you be open to chatting? You have to add the word paid because they,
yeah.
they need to know that you're not tire kicking. You're going to pay them. And we are, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Because I would never even, I wouldn't even open it if it didn't have that or respond in that way.
Exactly, exactly. And then here is the second message. Sorry, I'm just hiding some stuff here on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So then here's the second message where most people are going to respond and be like, oh, that sounds so amazing. I love the idea. Yeah, I'd love to collab. And then we go, great. Here's what we're looking for. We're asking creators to post a video or carousel in their own style that mentions Bambi in the post, caption, or comment DM. Tag Bambi as a collaborator and link to the app in stories. So I'm giving it's kind of a lot of requirements, but if I say it in as short a sentence as possible, I think it translates well. We want the post to feel organic, not like an ad or paid promo. No edits or approvals. It should be natural and true to your page. We pay a flat rate per video or per 1,000 views. If the video does look well, we'd love to keep working together monthly. Sound like something you'd be into?
Oh, I mean, you're hitting all the things. My first question back when I get hit up by companies is, are you trying to do a one-off post or a long-term collaboration?
Totally.
Because no one ever puts that in their opener. So
yeah,
I love that.
And that's where I think we're getting people excited because they're thinking, yeah, sure, monthly contract, 100%. Because every single content creator wants to bill like an agency. They want these monthly recurring contracts, which can be valuable, but there is an expiry for creators. Like if I've worked with someone for 3 months, their audience has seen it. We don't, we probably don't need to continue from there. But from the creator side, their thought process is, if I can lock this in long term, then this is great money for me.
Yeah.
So that's the second thing. And then their follow-up question, the follow-ups are so consistent. I can predict what they're going to ask. What's the cost per 1,000 views, or what's the flat rate? Mm-hmm. And then we go right in, and it's depending on their views. So for someone like this, someone that we just signed, they're not averaging like 15, 20,000 views per video. So we give $10 CPM. And it's also, pretty small page. So I'm not concerned that we're going to get like 50,000 views every time they post, and it's going to cost me $500.
Wait, so I would consider this a lower view creator. You're giving them a higher CPM?
Yes, and it sounds counterintuitive, but it's because if I offer them a $5 CPM and they get 3,000 views, they're like, I'm not doing this for $15.
It's not worth it, yeah.
But for some of the larger creators, where they're consistently getting 100,000 views and I give a $5 CPM, they're thinking, okay, yeah, like $500 for video, sure, I could do that.
Okay. And the fact that it's organic style, no revisions, post whatever, basically like do whatever the hell you want.
That's it. Yeah. And then we get into when they say, sure, sounds great, we're in. Then I can get more specific on exactly what we're looking for in the contract.
Like ad rights, posting rights, all that type of stuff.
And here's the contract. Okay. Exactly.
Nice.
So the requirements are actually very simple. It's post on Instagram, tag Bambi as a collaborator, share the Instagram post a story with a URL linking to our app store. And then optional, share on TikTok. Because if they don't, we will. It's fine. We'll get the views on a new video.
Yeah.
Post content in your own style that does not look like an ad. We're asking people to use the comment DM strategy. And then we can talk about the email addition after. So it really is super simple. And then we'll try to explain what we're looking for over DMs, either in a voice message or by sharing content that we like that's on our page. So we really don't put people in a box. And then we just say stories per month or posts per month, stories per month. Here's the comp. $5 per 1,000 views, capped at $500 per post. And then we say, you agree to post 14 days after signing. We agree to pay you 7 days after posting.
All
and that's
in
it.
One? Oh, well, yeah, I guess because it's it's CPM based.
Yeah, it's CPM. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing now. I'm considering making a contest in WAP and just sending creators to it, being like, hey, you can just sign up here.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it. I think that doing it manually is going to end up converting better.
I think so. I mean, and you're just not having to pay another 10%
That's it.
on
Yeah.
doing what you're already doing.
So that's the contract. So literally all I change when I come in here is this dollar point. Some people argue on the capped. They want it capped at 1,000. So in some cases, we'll just increase it to 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter because we're getting the views anyways. And then I'll just change the date. That's it. It's so stupidly simple. I should probably be using DocuSign or like something else, but I'm just being scrappy with it. Just keep it our costs low.
I mean, in some ways, it probably helps.
For
Like,
sure.
like how you're saying you're DMing. Are you still DMing them from your personal profile without verification?
No, we're DMing from the company page now.
Okay.
Because now we have big creators that have posted collabs with us, so I think it's worthwhile for them to see that like we're legit. So no, I've switched up that strategy because our page just looks a little bit more impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that your response rate is greater, higher, same?
It's better with the verification badge.
It is better.
Yeah, because we're not landing in people's like their general box. We're hitting their primary.
Ah, interesting.
So
Okay.
I actually love the way Instagram segments it now because anybody that comes in through ManyChat goes to our general inbox. So I can see people that are coming in as looking for a lead magnet versus people that we're actually having a conversation with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the
Very
strategy.
interesting. That's
Big one for us right now is getting featured in people's email campaigns. That's huge. It's
Yeah.
so much more effective than a social post.
Have you included that in some of these deals as well?
Yeah, we have. We have two people signed that it's a combo social plus email. We find what a lot of people do in this industry is they don't just run an email campaign. They'll make their post for the week and then add an email on top of it. So it like goes in tandem. So they'll often just sell it together as a package.
Ah, okay. I'm also learning, like I'm gaining a lot of information from like the creator side of things. I've been closing a lot of like because since my account has started ripping again, I've been getting a ton of new inbound action.
Yeah.
And the benefit of me with UGC content creation is I don't need to rely on content creation to like live.
100%. Yeah,
So
for sure.
and I'm realizing like I am so jaded in the way that I'm even thinking about others that are doing this because the way that I'm thinking about this is, oh, I'm going to charge a rate. And if you don't want to pay my rate, then that's fine.
For sure.
And it's no, I mean, comparably to some, like I would never do a CPM deal because I like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. I'd much rather just get a flat fee and know that I'm going to make X amount of dollars for the time that I'm spending signing up for your platform, learn like, and that's, I think the slight difference is being able to like, versus just like showcasing the app.
Yeah, this is what we talked about last time. Like you can tell the people that do content creation for brands full time as their thing versus people that run a business or have an income and then do this because they have the audience and they can just it's just the sprinkles on top of the ice cream,
Yeah.
which is what it is for you. And you fall into that category of business owner, not AI influencer for other brands.
Exactly. And yeah, nor do I want to be like pigeonholed as that either. Like
Yeah,
it
totally.
definitely needs to be where I can still make and do what, to kind of, because that was the whole point in the first place, like doing this for my own business, not for your business.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's sort of the flip side of this that I've discovered is like we are spending a lot on content creators and we're spending a lot on these collab posts. But if you look at all of the other large apps, this is a portion of their strategy, but not the entire strategy. So I think that's what we need to get to is like a point where we're consistently making our own content that's really good, that demonstrates the app, and is not just fluff funny content with our toddler, which is what we've been doing now. So we need to have a bit of
Yeah.
a combination of both. We can't only solely rely on parent influencers to be our entire growth strategy.
Parent influencers. That's good. I've been when I was looking through the WAP platform and like how they set things up, they have this option for B-roll or like assets that you can provide the users. And I'm thinking for Stammer,
Interesting.
that's going to be very crucial to be able to provide them with B-roll of the platform working or somebody using it. So that way we skip the entire process. Oh, you need to sign up and try it out and like this whole 9 yards. Like and I know what will show up well already.
That's so smart because that's one of our pain points is we need our creators to actually download the app, input data. You need to like input your child's sleep data for 7 days, and like you actually have to use it for it to look good. That's something we should work on.
So yeah, I'm thinking about that. I'm also thinking about doing like screenshots and videos of our connected accounts on. We have an agency that's almost made $250,000
Nice. That's awesome.
through our connected accounts, which is crazy.
That's great.
So it's like I want to be able to show that off, in so many ways because there's so many people. Here's how you make money with AI or whatever. I just I'm clipping out a video of Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, about how he's like talking about AI as a service, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect, and how people are claiming to be making so much money with AI, but like the dirty secret is nobody is telling you that no one's actually building these things themselves. They're just white labeling existing tools and then selling them.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, like the hottest trend in the agency world is AI automation agency.
Yeah.
And what are these guys doing? They're selling businesses on AI services, and then they're either white labeling it or essentially selling the implementation. It's just the knowledge on how to set it up.
Exactly. Yeah. And I got this question when I was at pickleball last night. Well, why would an agency pay a business like to do that when they could just do it themselves? And I'm like, well, it's the same answer as to why a business owner is not building their own website or doing literally anything other than their core business. It's just they
Yeah.
want to focus
Why don't you
on
do
their
your
own
own
business.
accounting? You don't know how.
Yeah. Well, or just I don't care. I know that I can pay someone to do it better for me, and I think trying to figure out how to get into more of these types of funnels where people who have an audience. And this is where I was working backwards in my own audience because the content that I've been making that has been performing really well has all been here's these crazy image generation use cases of using AI. And now that's not directly related to Stammer per se, but my thought is that there's a good percentage of people that see that, and because they're interested in AI as a whole, they'll be interested in engaging with that type of content, which then leads them to follow me to then maybe see a story post or go to my profile and like engage that way. I'm also thinking about now doing cross DM comment strategy, where right now on most of these image posts, it's, comment image prompt and I'll send you the prompts for all these images. I'm thinking about flipping it to doing my AI SaaS comment automation, which is more, it puts people into the school community, and then we can basically promote Stammer within the school community after people watch the free course and go through all that content.
So just turning it into more of a lead nurture rather than a lead magnet.
Yes. And our school community has, I think, nearly 100 people in it now, and not too good, but I've only posted one or two of those videos in the last couple of weeks because most of the content I've been making is these image gen things, which are just ripping like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that, it's so easy for me to make them. So I've been super, super consistent on it, which I think is the most important part, regardless of the content itself, just being consistent and showing up every day. But yeah, I don't know. It's seeing all the content that you've been posting and all the info. I'm like, damn, I need to get more of these types of partners and do this format.
But you are in a really advantageous position. Kathy and I were talking about this last night. If we had 50,000 followers and a verified page and tons of great content, I wouldn't have to pay these creators to do a collab post. You can just reach out to them and say, hey, do you want to grow our audiences mutually? Like it's mutually beneficial. You just partner with people of a similar size.
That's a good point.
That's it. You can say, hey, look, I bet you have a lot of my customers and I bet I have a ton of your customers. Let's just do a couple collab posts and see what happens. And that's the point that I am trying to get to. That's what we will get to.
That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, interesting. I didn't think of that. Would you?
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it, dude.
Well, I was gonna say,
You have the thing people want. Like people benefit by collabing with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just gotta start doing the hard part, which is sitting down and DMing people manually and like doing.
Fuck that shit. VA that. You don't have to do that. I don't send any of my own DMs anymore.
Yeah, it's just I mean, maybe I'll do it from the Stammer account. I can't give out my access to my Instagram like that.
Yeah. That's the tough one. That's the tough one. You need to trust who you give it to. I mean, the person that's doing it for me, I've worked with for many years. I can't say any more because I'm keeping him to myself.
Yeah.
But I've worked with them for a very long time. So there's high trust.
Yeah. I mean, I trust the people on my team as well, but I don't trust Meta.
Yeah.
Like just the fuckery that happens where, log in. Like I almost had my TikTok deleted the other day or like last week. And I go to log in and it had logged me out and said like, oh, your user profile is not found. And then I tried to go log in and it said, oh, your user profile is not found. I'm like, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
And I had to go through like a recovery process. And I still don't know why that happened.
That's
out of
pretty
nowhere.
scary.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, you have more to lose. So in the early days of starting Bambi, before we had the company verified, our page was blocked probably a dozen times. Like, I had to go through meta verification, do a face scan, take a picture of my passport, like the whole thing. So that's happened a bunch. Yeah. Since then, though, we switched VAs and who we were using, and they're in a different country. So that's helped actually a lot. Don't use the Philippines. That was my takeaway.
Yeah, if they're in the Philippines, I think that's kind of like played out now after people like us use people in the Philippines for years.
100%. Yeah,
I mean, that became kind of like the running, not joke, but like the running meme of like, oh, it's just a VA in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's where all VAs are from.
Oops. But yeah, I think it also like with the company account, because there's business manager access, I think that makes it a little bit easier. So,
yeah, it does. They could probably manage it from the back end, like through Business Manager.
Yeah, well, that's how our support team does it now for DMs and things.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense.
I just don't know if that works for outbound DMs.
We went through a warm up period.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, send 1 DM today, send 2 DMs tomorrow, then 3, and we worked our way up until. And then we were like, send 20, send 30. Now we're at 100 a day. And I'm not going to go past that.
I was going to say, because I think that is a limit.
There's also a lot of manual work for me right now because I'm not at the point where I understand enough about the value that every creator provides. So I need to like go through the learning process of negotiating with them, paying them, seeing what works and what doesn't. I don't have it down to a total system where I can just systemize and then hire for it. Mm-hmm. So it's a ton of work for me. I'm, building contracts every day and negotiating with people and getting on calls. Like I've got a call coming up in 20 minutes now with another creator.
Yeah.
But so you mentioned you turned your ads off. I did the opposite. I just went hardcore, not hardcore, but like, actually now that I say that, it's going to sound stupid. We just ripped it at $120 a day yesterday. I'm like, fuck it. Launch these things, see what happens.
On Facebook, Meta?
On Facebook, yeah.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, not bad.
Well, I think it's easier because you have the ability to do that app install as the.
Yeah, for sure. But we had one. So right now our average revenue per download, because most users are not going to turn into paying users. Average revenue per download is around like $3 to $4. So we got this $2 per install. And I'm like, holy shit, we found something.
Okay.
Not the same today, unfortunately.
What the CPM on that? Okay, so it's in
$12.
in the range. Are you doing just the top 5 countries or?
What are we doing? Canada, US, Australia.
Yeah, top 5, top 4, top, right there,
Am I blind? Am I missing country?
right there, up the top locations.
Yeah, I'm blind. Australia, Canada, UK, US. Yeah.
That was another thing I've been reading about WAP and people talking about it on Reddit. Like, I guess they added this as a feature that you can
I know what you're gonna say.
block certain countries from signing up.
Yeah, because most VPN blockers don't work for social networks. Like, you can't use a VPN blocker and log into Instagram. It will fuck you. And most clippers are in like India or Pakistan. So you have to be physically located in the US to hit that US TikTok algorithm.
Yeah.
And I'll add, you have to be there for 60 days for your algorithm to change. So you can't just like do it while traveling or something.
Yeah. There is a way I did figure out a way to get around that too for other reasons.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. You basically have a physical machine in a state and they remote into that physical machine.
Interesting. So it's like your own server?
Yeah.
In the US?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
So again, I don't trust Meta at all. Like, I trust my team and I trust them to do things correctly, but it's like it's the unknown behemoth of what that's going to do. And
yeah, and it's one policy change. If you can only log in from one device, and then you're fucked.
exactly. So
Yeah.
we're not using it. We're using it for different things, but like I've learned that there's always workarounds, basically.
Yeah, for sure. If anyone's going to find it, it'd be you. in the AI tech world, you'll find the hack somewhere somehow.
I mean, I'll try it for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool though that ads are working. Like, I'm trying. I want to be able to find that as well. It's just it's so tough for us to figure out attribution on opt-ins, or maybe that's what I need to figure out is average revenue per new account created rather than paid trial.
Yeah, but here's the annoying part. Our conversion rate yesterday when ads were ripping from download to trial was lower because the downloads are coming from Meta. Versus when it's coming from a creator and there's higher trust, people are willing to put their credit card in and start the credit card free trial.
Yeah.
So it's so tough. Attribution for content creators is my biggest pain point right now. If somehow you can figure, I'm trying to do it in Excel, like literally in a Google sheet.
I mean, we've talked about this for several years now.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean,
this will be the $1 billion solve. And so many companies have tried to do it. And there are companies that do it well at a really large scale that I've found out.
Yeah.
But
like high roast and things, or
I think right now actually, believe it or not, one of the best companies that does attribution is Meta themselves. They have their own team with their own attribution software that you can tap into, but your spend has to be enormous. And they will give you a dedicated team at Meta to do it. I was speaking with a friend of mine. He's still in the agency space. He's fucking lighting it on fire. He's doing such a good job. But he has a few clients that spend north of $250,000 a day US on ads. And they have their own dedicated teams at Meta. And a big thing there is it's not actually about attribution. It's about anti-attribution. It's about you are already getting hundreds of millions, if not, you're getting hundreds of millions of impressions, right? So it's about you're going to get millions, hundreds of thousands of purchases per day. My numbers are all fucking up my head, but like you're getting so much data that it's about not assuming that someone who bought actually was attributed to that ad. So it's more of like a method of looking through your past database, looking through your Klaviyo subscribers, looking through your downloads, looking through like people's IP address on devices and on where they're clicking from. So it's like more anti-attribution rather than new attribution. Does that make sense?
Not really. Like,
If you get a purchase, they've probably seen multiple ads or they maybe have been a customer previously.
okay.
If they're a massive company, if they're like Dollar Shave Club was one of the first people to do this, like anti-attribution things, because they have millions of customers. They've gotten so many purchases and so many signups that if they launch an ad, it will attribute a purchase or a download to that purchase. But they probably came in from something way, way, way previously, like a way, way older piece of content.
Okay. So so you're saying anti-attribution is finding where they originally came from?
Essentially, yeah, it's for people that it's really only going to work for large brands. Anyway, I'm going a little off. I'm not keeping it on track, and I'm sleep deprived. My point is attributing downloads and revenue to paid ads and to influencers is my biggest pain point. It's next to impossible right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, technically, I've been trying to think of how to solve this, but like you said, it's nearly impossible to.
What I've been doing is looking at deviations in download volume. So if a creator posts for the time that the video is going viral, how is that affecting our downloads and our conversion rate? And then I also look at country of origin, because most people that are making content, they're getting downloads from the same country that they are residing in. Mm-hmm. So if we have like an Australian creator, we get a huge spike in downloads from Australia, then we know it's probably attributed to them. But it is a guess. And if you have two people posting at the same time, no idea. And our downloads now deviate for other reasons too. It's like someone sent an email campaign about us and I didn't find out about it until the day after. So it's, yeah. Anyway, nearly impossible to do.
Dang. Well, yeah, $1 billion idea right there to solve.
There you go. If you can fix influencer attribution, I think that's why there are these CPM-based programs coming out like WAP.
It makes sense.
It's just the easiest way to pay people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the easiest way to equate value.
Yeah. Yeah. Simply by, because then, yeah, if you have views and downloads, you can kind of figure out your average views per download almost.
Exactly. And then you determine the quality of the views based on the cost that you're willing to pay somebody. Yeah. So if someone has, for us, if they have a super niche page on like breastfeeding, for instance, there's not going to be a ton of views, but the 5,000 views per video they get are really good views. Yeah. So then you pay like a $10 CPM.
That, I think, is the most interesting part that I've learned from this whole conversation is and that, like you said, it's counterintuitive to what you would expect, but it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So
it's like for your one video that got like 14 million views or something ridiculous. Someone were to pay you $5 per 1,000 views, they would just never make their money back because it was an entertaining video, and that's why it went so viral.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to make more of those videos, but I don't know if I want to go back into that. Here's 5 websites that feel illegal to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'd be a fun throwback.
It would be. I finally got access to trial reels today after people have been talking about it for months now. Mm-hmm. So I'm really interested to try that out and see how that goes. So that's another question. Do you get, when people send you the information or the analytics back on the videos, do they send you like the countries and the age gap and the percentage of followers versus non-followers that engage and all that? Or like, what are they sending you back?
Yeah, just send me, honestly, I don't know, just screenshots. Just screenshot the analytics. Let me take a look. I'm not asking for anything specific.
Because that's one of the things I've noticed in my content is the ones that are going viral they all have greater than 50% non-followers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I noticed the same. For us, it's either like 80% followers or 2% are our followers, and the rest are non-followers.
Yeah.
Probably different for you because your page is significantly larger.
Well, it's interesting that even matters because it kind of tells me about how they're pushing content within the algorithm to both cohorts of people. Mm-hmm. And like obviously there's more people in the non-followers than there are in the followers cohort.
Yeah, of course.
So it also is encouraging to see that, because then it's like, oh, I know I can. There's still room to grow. There's like unlimited room
Yeah.
to grow. So
Dude, since we've been talking, we've had 20 downloads and 6 trials.
there you go.
From same thing, this woman we were talking about before, Tara, God bless her. She is absolutely crushing for us. She posted one story and it's ripping.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the story, and I mean that's how we started the whole conversation, was seeing that one.
You know, it's actually been a really a huge benefit that's super hidden for us is the patience of the customer. And I heard about this for the first time from Yiman Gadzi. He goes, if I release a software and it's not perfect and it's buggy, the customers are so patient because they've been following me for years. And they're willing to just be patient, believe me when I say there's an update. And I've noticed the same thing to a micro degree, because it's mainly Tara's past customers and her following that's coming on. Mm-hmm. And they're issuing support tickets. They're giving us tons of time to diagnose things and figure it out. So I think that is actually huge, because it's not just a game of like churn and burn, where customers come on, it's not perfect and it's gone. So it's giving us time to perfect the platform.
I see something very similar. Like,
Yeah.
especially since people know that I am the business in a sense. They know that they can reach out to me, and like I'm accessible and I'm public. Like it's
Yeah.
obvious that I will respond to things. And doing our daily support calls was probably one of the greatest choices that we've ever made, because the amount of people that have churned citing that there's no support options has dropped nearly to zero. Because how can you say that when we have a daily support call with the founders of the company?
That's so interesting. Fuck, should we do that? Should I do that? Does that make sense for a mobile app?
It could be very interesting to maybe do it like once or twice a week, maybe just to get feedback. But I don't know, like in the sense that like we have so many customers that come to us and they're like, I want to do this crazy XYZ implementation that is beyond the functionality that you've built. How do I do that? And we're like, well, like you could do it this way or that way. Or like we pushed an update this morning, which slightly affected the width of some of the embedded chatbots on people's websites. And somebody reached out to us on Discord, and I responded within like 30, 40 minutes, being like, oh, I see the issue. We'll look into it. We'll get a hot fix out. And they know that because of all the past feedback and revisions that we've done so quickly, they give us that time of like, they're not just going to hit cancel. Like,
Yeah.
they really can't if they're truly running a business off our platform. But that trust, I think, is a two-way street that then promotes. It's stuff that we've experienced in the past with the e-com space. Like if someone has a problem with their order, we will go above and beyond to make it right, and then go further to make it better. And that negative turns into a positive review, because they're like, oh, they actually did help me, and they made it right, and all these things. And it's like, that's really all that people care about at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's honestly, this is such a universal lesson. It's like, really, so having great customer service is important to people? Yeah.
Interesting.
Go figure.
Funny.
Yeah, it's so true. It's all these little fundamental things. I was watching I have to bring up the name of the video. I'm just gonna jump to my content recommendation because
Okay.
really
I'm gonna get mine.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna get yours. Okay.
It's just a book that I had on my shelf over here.
Okay. Oh my God, hang on. It's gonna take me forever. You should see my YouTube history now. It's like ABC song, Miss Rachel, Tractor Ted. It's all just a bunch of kid shit. I go into my history now and there's like 10 things that I have to browse through. I have my YouTube hooked up to our main TV, so whenever we need a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's all the kid shit. Okay, so this one, this is from Jesse Itzler.
Yeah.
how to start a business with $0. I knew who he was. I've never watched any of his content,
Mm-hmm.
but I saw the thumbnail probably that made me click on it and I watched it and it was so interesting. Most of his stuff is basically just about customer service and building good relationships. He's like, my rules for every business. And he's sold, I don't know, $5 billion business. Like he's fucking huge, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
He's the Jets guy.
yeah.
The
I think
private
that's
jets.
the current venture.
Yeah.
He sold his last one to Warren Buffett. He's like, anyway, made a couple $1 billion.
Casual.
Casual, yeah. Classic Silicon story. But yeah, he's like handwritten notes. I send every single valuable customer a handwritten note. I write 10 handwritten notes per day. This guy's a billionaire. Like he is making time to do that. Or he goes like, always be in the building, because you never know. Like you're never gonna meet somebody sitting at home on your desk or like in front of your computer. Like you have to be in the building, go actually out and meet real people. Always compliment someone. And these are business rules. He's like handwritten notes, be in the building, always compliment somebody just out of nowhere.
Interesting.
Like, so yeah, so interesting that the whole conversation is about just building relationships with people, making people like you, just being personable, being someone that people want to be around.
That's so much of life.
It's so true. Yeah.
Yeah. On that part of it, I saw this clip of somebody that was like, yeah, your resume will get you the interview, but the interview is just to see if they actually like you.
That's true. Yeah.
So like if you're weird or not personable, then like they'll just say, oh, we went with another direction or some BS, but it's like, no, they just didn't like you.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
All right, my content recommendation for the week is Mark Andreessen's new book, The Techno Optimist Manifesto.
Okay.
Basically, it's like this super short little book that goes through and talks about how like technology and AI are coming for the whole world and how to not think of it in like a doomer way, like be optimistic about it.
Interesting.
So I've skimmed. I haven't read the whole thing. I've just skimmed through it, but it's very interesting to hear how multi-billion-dollar investor is thinking about these things, and then upselling that information in a $25 book.
Yeah. 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 That's so interesting.
So yeah, nice light read for before bed.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Good. That's a good one to keep you up at night.
Yeah.
I feel like we keep coming back to the same themes. This one is do the unscalable. You have to manually talk to all of your customers. You have to manually reach out to people and build relationships and negotiate and like send voice notes, like do all the things that you can't just mass blast to a bunch of people because that's what sets you apart. That's what everybody can do.
And
It's free.
in the world of AI, like that is what's going to set people apart. Like
100%. Yeah.
doing the personal things. Like we're never too good to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good lesson.
And if you're not putting in the effort, someone else will be.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's a good place to end it. I'm going to jump on to a next one-on-one call, try to negotiate with the creator.
There you go. Love it. Good luck. Have a great rest of your week. Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. You as well. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
See ya.